8:23 p.m. Wednesday, July 29th, 2020, episode number 809 of UhhYeahDude. My name is Jonathan and this is Seth.
Wow.
You know, I'm trying out this mask and it sounds a little muffled to me.
Sounds muffled.
It
Looks
does?
fantastic.
Damn it.
Go back to your tried and true. Yeah, my thing on that is this, whatever this one is that I wear, this sort of cone one, I like because it stays off my lips. Does that make sense? I don't know if I've explained. This is why for podcasting is my cone of choice.
Strangely, it's quite a thick mask. It's an N95, which is the real deal. But I believe what you're talking about is correct. I think because mine is just, it's cloth and it's close to my face, so it doesn't muffle. Yours, it creates some type of like projection chamber, so it doesn't sound like that, where it's like thick but close. But also, it makes you look like a duck. And
it's not as appealing.
I have one in my car, and
but when I'm out in public, I take a Cowboys one and put it over this.
That's the idea.
It's actually a podcasting approved.
It's a podcast
mask.
Approved mask.
Joe Rogan made it for me. Well, in 808, we're back in 2011. We were really experiencing 2011. I feel like I'm going to take you into April of that year, and I guess this is truly I'm going to start off with something that's going to put you, I think, in the mindset of 2011.
What it felt like to be.
What it would be like
in 2011.
On April 7th of 2011, we had the premiere of an American reality television series, and it followed the lives of 5 male escorts in Las Vegas, Nevada. It followed the men of Cowboys for Angels. I guess these were men that were, I guess, legally offering up services. Companionship. Usually the clients would be women that would be saying, hey, I'm going to rent or pay for an hourly rate, maybe for dinner, a conversation. Transactionally speaking, that's all that we're dealing with here. Hey, I just want to have a nice dinner with you. Is that okay? But Jonathan, what happens after that dinner?
That's up to you guys.
We're all mature,
it's up to 2 consenting adults. Yes. I was not aware that the agency that they worked for were called Cowboys for Angels.
Cowboys for, number 4, Angels. So it's just amazing to think back. I was looking, I was trying to kind of see where everybody was at, what Brace was up to. Basically
loves Trump.
Well, yeah, Braceland, sheeple, bah. He's walking around a gym that has color coding of what machine you can use, and he's ranting and raving about, I can use this one, but I can't use this one. Oh, I can use this one, but I can't use this one. So he's on that kick. Nick Hawk, he's in Sedona talking about astral projections and mushrooms on a mountain bike. I'm like, well, Nick Hawk's okay. Went to the next post. Nick Hawk, maybe not okay. A lot of COVID has been proven to be a hoax, was the next. At first, astral projection, mountain biking, magic mushrooms, you and Nick on your birthday.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
In
Sedona. Going back to where it all started, where you were first taken. Next post, it just goes off the rails.
Yeah.
We were looking at Vin Armani. Vin's in that Bitcoin game. He's hashtag Crypto Savage, which I know you like.
That's a good name.
Jonathan Larroquette, hashtag Crypto Savage. Everything was going fine when I was doing this research, looking up some of our old friends, until I got to Ash Armand. Ash, I thought, would be, after all of this crypto talk and COVID, and I thought that Ash, being the most spiritual of the escorts, that he would ground us back in basics of yoga and simple tantric principles. Typed in his name, and lo and behold, what immediately comes up 9 years later when I'm looking this up is that he has murdered his girlfriend in Las Vegas.
But like 30 minutes earlier to you looking it up, correct? I mean, you have not checked in on these people.
I haven't checked in on Ash.
I mean, we checked in on Brace when he left us that fucking
Let's be honest.
cameo or whatever.
Yeah, I check on Brace as Dak, Lady, Brace. But I have not thought
What
of
about me?
checked in.
Or no?
That's just understood.
But what if you? Yeah.
You're at night before I go to bed. That's my morning routine. Dak, Lady, Brace. Nighttime. Dak, Lady, Jonathan, Brace. Haven't thought about Ash. When I'm thinking of like,
if I remember, did Ash in the show have a girlfriend who was asking him to stop escorting? I feel like they maybe all did.
I hope, yeah. Well, I'm sure that's yeah. Because he doesn't come on, I think, until season 3. Because I'm thinking Jimmy was on season 1.
Somebody else.
Brace,
maybe.
Vin. I'm like, Ash isn't going to get crazy on his socials. He'll give me the straight facts.
Yeah, well.
And so it's 9 years after that show starts. I haven't thought about that. I look it up and literally, it was like,
30 minutes earlier.
Literally 30 minutes later, all of the posts coming up on Google are like...
I mean, obviously this isn't...
It's insane.
It's strangely coincidental.
It's beyond...
Tragic and
yes.
And,
I mean,
and awful.
so strange that it kind of like... I've had some weird
you called
coincidences
me.
in a life... Yeah, I had to call you. I was like shaking.
Yeah.
Literally. I was like, Ash will settle me. Oh, no, he didn't. Quite the opposite, Mr. Ash. That was April 7th. What about April 14th on the Travel Channel? Do you remember Triple Rush?
No.
Giving you an insider's look at the chaotic workings of 3 different NYC courier companies as they battle for survival in this intensely competitive
Bike
industry.
Messengers?
Bike Messenger
That
show.
couldn't have lasted long.
Triple Rush, 8 episodes. Hey, 2011. So
Wasn't there a movie in the early 90s about bike messengers?
In the early 90s.
I don't know.
Okay.
Early
when you
aughts?
said that, I thought JGL, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
No, I think it was like Kevin Bacon or something. Jeff?
Sorry, everybody. We're going to ask our dear friend Jeff if he can look into a Kevin. Let's not throw Bacon out. Let's just
not
say
throw it.
1990s bike messenger.
Who else was in it? It was... Maybe the messenger thing, or the bike messenger thing was like an aside of the movie itself? I don't think so, though. The guy that was in Shoot to Kill, that plays the baddie in Shoot to Kill.
Tom Berenger?
No. Thank you.
What's that all about? Quicksilver.
Who's in that?
Said. I think it's Kevin Bacon. Wow, Quicksilver, because his silver bike, and he's quick.
Read that cast out for me.
Read that synopsis out for me.
It's like a murder... mystery kind of thing.
Also need
he witnesses something and he's got to get away from the mobsters
I need
on
budget,
his bike.
Box office, and Metacritic rating as well. Kevin Bacon, Paul Rodriguez, who? Louis Anderson.
Not probably riding a bike though. Probably more of a managerial
capacity.
Position. I don't think he's whipping around the streets of San Francisco or whatever.
Actually, the opening scene, he's in an accident.
Fishburne plays one though. He's like a vet, older vet,
move it. Satchel.
Anyone else on the cast there? Who am I thinking?
Jamie Gertz.
Love interest.
Rudy Ramos, I call him.
Rudy Ramos. Sorry. All right, I'll stop with that.
Will you stop with...
Wait.
Is what else are we getting? Bike messenger?
Are we getting a synopsis?
Is it...
Up-and-comer broker Jack Casey crashes on the stock market one day and cashes in whatever he has left to become a bike messenger in San Francisco.
Wow. So a stockbroker, it crashes, and he decides to become a bike messenger in San Francisco. Man, that's good. Maybe he delivers something nefarious for
He turns dangerous when he runs into Gypsy, a street pusher who has a message.
It turns dangerous when he meets a street person named Gypsy who has him transport illegal drugs, I'm going to call them, because that's what they are.
I was thinking that Clarence Brown was one of the bike messengers in it.
Which one's Clarence Brown?
Clancy Brown.
Clancy Brown.
Excuse me. His Christian name is Clarence.
Excuse me.
Clancy for short.
I know. At the actor's studio, we called him Clarence.
Clance.
Quicksilver.
I'm wrong about him being in Quicksilver.
Okay.
Oh, don't necessarily
But this is a feature film.
That means that I'm wrong.
It's a feature film of the bike messenger. You were right. And then many years later, the Travel Channel made an 8-episode television series.
That's a you could make a
Great.
series out of that.
Easy.
Quicksilver, the
Quicksilver?
series.
Oh, yeah, YouTube Red.
Kevin Bacon produced.
Amazing.
What about Clancy Brown's net worth?
2 million.
3.
Nice. April 17th, 2011 on VH1. 10 episodes from April to June. Every year, thousands of young people come to Hollywood to chase their dreams. While they're waiting to be discovered, they've got to pay the bills.
The It Factor? What is this? Oh, no.
If they're dynamic, outrageous, and lucky, they work at the hottest place on the Sunset Strip. The Saddle Ranch Chop House. Welcome to the Saddle Ranch.
How many episodes was
10
this?
eps, April to June 2011. Saddle Ranch takes us on a sexy rock and roll mechanical bull ride into the lives, loves, and fake it till you make it dreams of the guys and gals who work at this iconic restaurant.
Did you watch this show?
Fuck yeah, I watched this show. I lived this show.
Did anyone on this show go on to
Anything in life?
else?
No. They're all in prison or dead. It's terrible. So in 2011 in April, I can go from Gigolos to Triple Rush
To Saddle Peak,
Ranch
or Saddle
Peak Lodge. I'm on, my mind's on fire right now.
Yeah.
I'm red hot in April.
Yep. Giving you everything you want, really.
Give me everything I can handle. More than I can handle. So that takes me right into May. And I'm in the Whole Foods, and I'm looking up this customer communication. You can put the date. You can put...
Well, this is like you put on a pin board,
Yeah.
bulletin board,
Just to take
cork board.
take the temperature of the community on the cork board.
So you could fill this out with your own comments.
No, this is me. I transcribed a customer communication Whole Foods cork board question and response. Why do you insist on playing that Mexican music so loud for everyone to hear? Response from Whole Foods. It was Cinco de Mayo. People have been getting fired up. 9 years ago, it was a cork board. Today, you'd watch that on the net.
Fox
On the
News.
web, on Fox Television's new fall show called Freak Out. Family radio was run by a gentleman named Harold Camping. Have you heard the awesome news? The end of the world is almost here. The Bible guarantees it. He is coming again. The rapture. The end is here. Saturday, May 21st, 2011.
Right. That was the first
That
date.
was the first thing.
But then there was some adjustments, I think.
There were adjustments.
Yeah.
On Sunday, May 22nd, when I was like,
Let's do
I
this.
was totally naked.
You're like, Jonathan, take my hand.
Yeah, take my hand. We both woke up naked here.
Climb into the tub.
But we were like, why are we in the tub? It's May 22nd. We shouldn't be here.
Yeah, Mr. Camping
We called. He was like,
reneged.
don't worry. That's October 21st, 2011.
I'm sorry.
So then on the 22nd, again, both of us nude in the tub. Not again.
Yeah.
He's been doing that to us every couple of years since.
He stopped at some
We
point.
have one
right?
coming up, don't we? I think, weren't we in November of this year?
But it was a thing.
Oh, it was here.
But it was heavy advertisement for it.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Have you heard the awesome news? What? You're playing football? No, the world is ending. And again, explain to me how you like this?
Yeah.
I've got the best fucking news. You're dead, we're in, my dead, we're all dead. What? Mizu too? Mizu's dead first. Good news. Hey, dog, you might be a little twisted fuck if you don't know what that is. That's big bad news.
It's the biggest,
I've
baddest
got
news.
the best news ever. We're all dead. What? Good news or bad news? What do you want?
Give me the good news first.
Good news first. You're fucking dead in a minute.
What's the bad news?
There is no bad news. The bad news that it was gonna take until fucking October. That was the bad news.
Yeah. Then he pushed it again, I think,
Okay.
after like a post 2012 thing.
Probably,
and
like,
then it sort of
maybe-
petered out because people were like, "Doc, like you only get a few shots at
How
this."
many times
Like,
that Seth and Jonathan will wake up in the tub nude
Yeah.
and like, shit.
I understand that it's tough to tell. You know, the divine clock is maybe a little differs slightly from ours. Our earthbound,
Stupid earthbound clocks.
but you only get to be wrong a couple
Sand
of
our
times.
fucking little like, let me do a little sundial clock.
Um,
What are you gonna do?
Harold Camping.
Harold Camping. It was July. Kate Middleton was on the cover of People magazine and Star magazine at my newsstand. My guy, Henry, no longer there.
No longer,
No longer at the newsstand.
but alive.
Alive and well. Thriving. I got Brian now. Brian is... When I lost Henry,
What do you think Henry went? Do you know what Henry went on to do?
he moved to Venice, so he couldn't work on Larchmont anymore. It was too much of a hassle. He did it for a long time, but the commute was too much. Don't know where he's at exactly, but he's industrious. So he's someone I don't worry about.
You're not worried about.
Not at all. I got Brian now. I didn't think that I could top Henry, but I think I did with Brian. Isn't that amazing? I thought for sure I'm fucked. I'm absolutely fucked right now.
But do you think it? Okay. Does it have anything to do with the fact that?
I got my newsstand guy and he's gone. My life is fucked. No, it isn't.
Who
Brian's
did you
here.
have before Henry?
Don't even remember.
See, so what I think is that
Okay.
maybe
Memory.
it's the fact that you've been able to, if you'll excuse the term,
And please.
groom Brian from the onset of his job, as opposed to have finessed yourself
Yeah.
into somebody's already existing.
Yeah, because with Brian, it was grooming. It was light compliments. Stop it. After a couple weeks, it was a brush, like oh, God, you're tense. Let me just get in there. God, those papers on Sunday, they're so heavy. Let me get them for
Let
you.
me get this for you.
God, good.
Is that your Subaru? That's nice.
Oh, that's your Subi? Oh, man. I always wanted to take a ride in a Subi. Groomed.
You know what I mean.
I groomed
to do it the way that you like it,
the right way.
the good way, the
So-
sweet way.
My boy's there. He's moving heavy. He's heavy stacks of unsold magazines. I can see him, his traps and his laps and his lats and his lips. They're all like
This is Henry.
Henry. Not selling all these fucking magazines. No. I said they're not selling. He's like, no. They're all royal wedding covers. This was in April, May. He's like, no one bought any of these. Like, you don't give a fuck. Like, unsold. Offhandedly, I say, what magazines, what is sold the most? What? The New Yorker with the article about Scientology. And that was Lawrence Wright, before he wrote Going Clear, wrote an article. It was in 2 issues in a row. It was called The Apostate. It was about Paul Haggis leaving the Church of Scientology. He's like, I put out a stack, gone. Sold 65 in less than 2 hours. Called all of our other stands. Same thing happened at all of them. None in the whole city. I called the New Yorker, and they said that they weren't sending any more out. So, was this interest in Los Angeles on a Scientology?
You know it wasn't.
Thank you. Tell me what it was.
It's just the church fucking snuffs that stuff out.
Masterson snuffed it out.
They got good people out there doing
Quick people.
doing their work.
Doing their work.
Yeah, they don't like bad press.
Hey, do you have the New Yorker? No. Michael Pena, Erica Christensen, and Danny Masterson just pulled up in a Dodge Caravan,
Bought 84
unmarked plates, and bought 160 of them. So crazy. I got a picture with them.
Erica Christensen. I mean, like, who the fuck
fucks.
is? Nobody knows.
You
who Erica
fucking fucks.
Christensen-
We're watching you. Watch those fucking people. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
You better.
I know more than.
I know you do. You know
More
a
than-
lot.
more
They'll find
than
your
most.
dogs. They will. They don't give a fuck. So that's what they do.
They buy magazines.
They love magazines. They love to read. Shelley loves to read. The U.S. Mint has put an end to a crafty frequent flyer rewards scheme.
I remember
You
this.
do? I didn't remember this.
So fucking smart.
Let me get over in the light here. I'm sorry.
I just told this story.
That's so weird.
Kind of poorly recently because it had been so long since we had talked about it on the show, but I was like, it was like one of the greatest hustles of all time. And it lasted, I mean, as we'll see, it lasted for a very long time. Because, like,
The scheme was started by savvy travelers back in 2008. Fuck, do you remember this? When the U.S. Mint launched a, quote, direct ship program to sell and ship dollar coins directly to the general public in hopes of increasing the use of the coins. A few frequent flyers got the idea to buy the coins with credit cards to accumulate rewards points and then deposit the coins at a bank and pay off the credit card
so
balance.
good. It's so good.
Word of the strategy spread on blogs with at least one frequent flyer claiming he bought $800,000 in coins for the rewards points. When the U.S. Mint got word of the scheme, the federal agency contacted anyone who bought more than $1,000 worth of coins within 10 days, asking whether they were using the coins for general use. Although the scheme did not break any laws, Mint officials said they wanted to make sure people used the coins as intended, but that apparently didn't stop the practice. So the Mint has eliminated the use of credit and debit cards to buy $1 coins. The coins can be bought only through wire transfer, checks, or money order. I did not fucking remember this.
Such a good hustle.
So if you bought $800,000 worth of with the frequent, what would
I don't know, but I
but-
mean, think about maybe a mile a dollar.
a lot, right? Like so,
I mean, you fly for free all
the
year.
rest of
probably.
not 800,000. You
I don't know. It's more than you think. It's 30,000, 60,000.
on like 2 flights to New York.
No,
really?
it's 30. Yeah, I mean 30,000 miles for a round trip ticket, 60,000 miles for a round trip ticket domestic.
I think he flew first class for 25 years. That's what
I think that's an example.
all I'm going with.
But 800,000. I mean, listen, it's a good hustle.
It's a crazy idea that you just that's
Very cool idea.
they got him. They stopped him. But that guy's flown first class 10 times a year since then and for the next 25 years. Let's just go with that.
I mean, I would like
It's very
to know.
unfortunate that you're right that bought him like 6 flights. What the fuck?
It seems like
Oh, yeah, you got 4.5.
Jeff, you want to?
Oh, your flight to Cleveland?
How much?
Sorry.
How many miles? On average, how many miles for a round trip ticket from LAX to New York? It's going to be 30,000
30,000 points, you mean, or 30,000
miles.
miles. Yep, sir. You get one trip to Paris for $800,000. Yeah, enjoy it. What do we have here? This is Parade magazine. This is in August of 2011. A survey of more than 1,100 teens found that 45% named parents, not friends or celebrities, as their sexual role models.
What?
40
Hold on. What?
A survey of more than 1,100 teenagers found that 45%, say half, named parents, not friends or celebrities, as their sexual role models.
What does that mean?
It means that you
Wanna
like
fuck
to
like
watch
dad.
you want to fuck like your dad. That's why you peek.
I
through the
want to
little-
fuck like dad. I want to fuck like
you peek
dad.
through the little hole you made.
That's that little hole you made. That's what it made.
Because you want to
made
learn
for.
how to fuck like dad. He's your sexual role model.
Dad, you're my sexual role
The
model.
way you fuck mom, I mean.
You know how you fuck mom? That's how I want
That's
to fuck.
how I want to fuck
Mom.
mom. I mean,
My mom.
many of the teens,
the mom that I'll
you
make.
know, eventually.
The mom that I'll
Moms.
have later
Moms.
in life.
Many of the teens say that they rely on parental guidance to talk openly about sex. Well, these 45% certainly do.
I think they got the. I think they didn't understand the
language,
question. or something. They worded it weird.
Yeah.
These people misanswered.
They-
I don't for half the people to be like, my parents are my fuck heroes.
Listen.
That means that they didn't get it. They didn't understand what they were
I learned
answering.
everything about fucking from my mom. No, don't be sick. Not like that. Just what she showed me through diagram, through book, through literature,
Through yoga.
through yogic principles, through Pilates. You think there was just maybe some
It
misinterpretation?
seems to me.
Because it's a large 45%. Most definitely, I love to talk openly about sex with my parents. It makes me very comfortable.
It makes me want to have sex just like my parents
I
do.
want to emulate them and how they are. And when I want to talk about sex, I hate celebrities. I don't know what that would mean. Ask The Rock. Rock, how do you fuck?
Show me how to fuck, Morocco.
Rock, how do you fuck? Kevin Hart, how do you fuck?
Well, on a step stool.
Zing.
Jeff, anything on the miles?
Anything on The Rock or Kevin Hart's sexual proclivities? What did he say?
He said, I'm learning all sorts of things, which is a problem.
Yeah, we could really set you loose. Really openly talk about sex. I like to do it with my parents.
What?
30,000 miles to fly to Europe, 6,000 points.
That seems cheap to me. I'm just going to say, from somebody who's cashed in some miles in the last year or two, 30,000 round trip to Europe?
Yeah.
That seems very low.
Actually, not the ones that have like 5,000 point minimum.
I mean, that's okay. I mean, I think I did a trip to Hawaii last year. For two people round trip, it was 30,000 miles. So that's 15,000. I guess, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Then 15,000 each way for someone to get to Europe. Okay, that's fair.
Your first class, of course.
So this person did. He flew for like the next 10 years,
30
first
years,
class for free.
30 years, first class.
I wonder if anyone could deny him. I mean, obviously, anyone can get denied anything because companies just have no. But I mean, since there was nothing legally illegal
There's nothing legally illegal.
about what he did,
That's my.
could the airline company get tipped to this and say, fuck you, we're not honoring this?
I'm sure in the
Sure.
fine print of something they can,
Nefarious.
yeah.
Nefarious,
Can't they,
mild.
Can't they yank you out of your seat for like 9 different reasons?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Nefarious, mild building.
Sorry,
is-
but the pilot's
Doesn't like you.
old college fraternity bro wants to get on this flight.
You're off.
You're off.
You can leave your mom here, but you're
Yeah.
off.
Oh, your mom. Oh, you're going to your dad's funeral. I'm so sorry. Your mom now dates the pilot's fraternity friend from. Sorry, get off the plane. I said. This was September of 2011. Randall Cobb, wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers. On opening night of the 2011 NFL season in a win against the New Orleans Saints, he became the first person born in the 1990s to play in the National Football League. That was September of 2011. He also scored 2 touchdowns. He was 21 years old. He'd been born the month before. He was born in August of 1990. My theory was that he must date, love, marry Katie Vernola, who last summer, the summer of 2010, was the first person born in the 1990s to appear as a Playboy Playmate. She was turning 20 the next month. She was born October 1991. I thought that would be an appropriate couple.
Cute.
We've yet to have a NFL player born in the 2000s, and we will never, ever know, hasn't happened, looked it up, a Playmate born in the 2000s because the magazine doesn't exist. They stopped nudity. They, not that
Well, then they brought it
it would have
back,
been
right?
interesting. Would have been interesting. Just age is just but a number. But it would have been nice if we could have paired off in this
rounded
reality
out
show.
the millennium.
Right, taken us. How the fuck are we supposed to go into this millennium? I could do the last one because I knew Katie and Randall were thriving. Still are. Was on Katie's Instagram today. Thriving. Driving weird cars in like the dirt somewhere. Just talking about gear and such.
Yeah.
Randall still plays. Who is going to lead us into this next decade? We'll never know.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
They don't think about these things when they shutter magazines after all that time, right?
I guess
Did
not.
I bring that up in a board meeting? Oh, you're going to close the magazine down. Okay, but do you, hello? A quick little problem. We're coming into a new decade. Have you thought? Actually, no, we didn't.
Didn't think about that.
Yeah, let me back out. Learned about this.
I just realized you got to go to those archives. I mean, you may be one of the last. I mean, I'm sure the archives will still exist, right? But
Archives are thriving.
but
being tended
the
to.
magazine is no longer. The magazine was still active when you were there.
The magazine was an active magazine. I was handed one on the way in and on
So
the way out.
think about that.
And
That
7
maybe you
more
were
that I
one of the
took.
last people to
Man, it's a very
see
flat
it,
butt.
see it in full swing as an active magazine, a printed magazine.
Dreaming about.
You watched that. You saw the end of an era from behind the pink curtain.
Inside the grotto, like underneath the water, I came out.
Snorkel.
You don't want to know.
um,
But you've been to the mansion.
but I fucked that up and I didn't go. But I went to the mansion with the Hogan family. So
So what's up now?
it's a bitch.
So you got like white gloves on, like, ooh, look at this, it's vintage.
I like.
You were like in there.
Yeah, I mean, I had like an erection,
yeah,
like in
running
like a
around, like
porn
showing
room,
an
and,
ostrich,
Like,
you're in
parents
erection.
came in and were
Look
like,
at-
"I don't think you're supposed to be in here."
Look at ostrich, it's my erection. Playing 70s pinball games. Look at my boner. Fuck, man.
Exotic birds in my erection. Little
The
9-year-old
Jonathan-
erection running
The Jonathan
around.
Larroquette story. Exotic birds in my erection. Chapter 7, the grotto.
The Hogan family.
Chapter 7, the Hogan
The
family.
Hogans. The Hogan boys.
I love that rap crew, the Hogan Boys.
Oh, so
Oh
good.
my God.
The best.
I learned about this in September 2011. I don't know if you'd known about this. It's called the Tetris Effect. It occurs when people devote sufficient time and attention to an activity so much that it begins to overwhelm their thoughts, mental images, and dreams. It's named after the video game Tetris. People who play Tetris for a prolonged amount of time may then find themselves thinking about ways different shapes in the real world can fit together, such as the boxes on a supermarket shelf or the buildings on a street. In this sense, the Tetris effect becomes a form of habit. They may also dream about Tetris shapes while they're drifting off to sleep, or see images of falling Tetris shapes at the edges of their visual fields when they close their eyes. In this sense, the effect has now become a form of hallucination, hypnagogic imagery. Whoa. Tetris effect can occur with other video games with any prolonged visual task, such as classifying cells on a microscope slide, weeding, picking or sorting fruit, flipping burgers, driving long distances, or playing board games such as chess or Go. These sensory modalities, they have a tendency to play out in one's mind in what's called an earworm. In kinesthesis, a person newly on land after spending long periods at sea may move with a rocking motion, having become accustomed to the ship making such movements. Computer programmers and developers, they've sometimes had similar experiences. They report it's falling off to sleep. They dream about code at night. The Tetris effect.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably different versions of it, but I mean, if you think about it, also anything that you've done it on the brain games and stuff before. There's also the contrast of the contrasting colors and the images that if you've exposed yourself to those for long enough, you know, when you then turn staring at something in high contrast, then turning away and closing your eyes and then looking somewhere else and you still see it. So there's also that part of it where these things of these repetitive actions where you're staring at the same thing or the same contrast,
Okay.
that also burns an image into your mind. So you truly are sort of seeing it superimposed over other things.
Okay.
And then there's the habit forming brain functions of whatever when you're kind of drifting off. I've certainly had it with video games where I've been
certainly. I mean, after a day of podcasting, I look into those blues for so long. I get seasick. I think am I on the
I
ocean?
need my land legs.
Oh, I must be flying. Am I in the sky? It's difficult for me.
But
So
I mean, I think it's
I never played Tetris, but I would imagine that would be weird if you were in the world and you were making everything.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's different modalities to this type of concept, because there's the idea that you actually start imposing the rules or the laws of a game,
video game into real life
versus actually
like
just not being able to help but see the thing that you've been.
They call that GTA syndrome.
Right.
Where in the world I go out and I pillage, but then I say, hey, wait.
I
carjacked this whip. Oh shit! I have it's called the Tetris Effect, officer.
Sorry, it's
it's AKA the GTA effect. Anyway, so thank you. I'll be going now, but not before I run you over, because we can do that. You have to understand. In my world, it's very difficult for me to see the differences.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've had. Well, I guess I remember also when I was playing paintball a lot.
Whoa.
When I was younger, I would
I've
have
done that. Is that fun?
As a kid, it was quite fun.
But I mean, as an adult, nothing matters when you're a kid. Your kids are dumb.
Well, I haven't done it as an adult.
But do you think it's fun?
Could be.
Okay. I'm gonna take you paintballing on your birthday.
That would be fucking fun.
Close your eyes. Put this on. Put the mask over your eyes. We're going paintballing. Jeff comes on, blast you.
Sniped. I went paintballing with Ricky Schroeder.
That's my kind of paintball.
Rick, excuse me.
I'll call him. I'll see if he wants to come.
He got upset with me because I called him Ricky, I think. It's Rick.
Richard.
Ricardo.
Ricardo Schroeder.
Him and his father and a couple of professional paintball.
Not a thing. Go on. Absolutely not a fucking thing.
Totally a thing.
Working at a paintball set, what they call them. I guess that'd be professional because you have the keys that opens up the gate, but not a thing. He's not a professional paintball player, person.
Paintball man. I'm a pro paintballman.
Pro paintballman. Yeah, I'm sponsored by
yes, Bushmaster.
Pantone, Bushwick Bill.
No,
guns.
This was a big
it wasn't.
Industry at this point in the world.
No, it wasn't.
You know how much my fucking Bushmaster cost?
Oh my god, more than 20.
It was like a $600 fucking gun, man. And these fucking guys, you would have to clock in with a speed gun when you fucking walked in to make sure that the FPS on your shit wasn't too crazy. And these dudes would then go in, and before the game started, they would field strip their fucking guns and fucking crank them up to where when they hit you, they fuck you up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
professional.
Rick was a good platoon leader.
He was a great sergeant till the accident. He jumped on that grenade to save us.
To save us all. That paint
save
grenade.
Me, the Hogans.
The Hogan boys.
You know, all the bros.
Mary Elizabeth Master Antonio, Mary Stuart Masterson, Lou Diamond Phillips.
You know, everyone was kind of there playing. Not really playing because it's not a game.
Yeah, the guy that was the pro, he wore a silver suit and had like a chromed out crazy gun, and he was like so good that he could be like, everyone is in full camo, and like he was like so good, like
literally nary a spot on him as he elevated through the crowd, levitated in. Yeah, when he pulled up, everyone started cheering.
The crowd.
Ken's here.
Ken's here again.
Ken's here again
to open the gate.
Clean as a whistle.
Ken's here to open the gate. Everybody.
Ken, you even washed your uniform this year?
Fuck.
October 2011. I'm watching Ken Burns' Prohibition on PBS. And I learned a lot of things, as you do when you let Ken Burns take you away to a different time. 5.5 hours, 3 parts. You're going to learn something. We all learned that in the late 19th century, that's 1880s, 1890s, the sexual age of consent for a female in the United States was 10 years old. I mean, I certainly learned that in the country. is everything okay here?
I mean, that's
You watch a documentary, you watch them to learn. What was it like?
well.
It's 2011. What was it like in 1891? Well, it was dirty. People drank. There was violence. And there was different rules for different people, let's just say. And that was one of the rules we learned. Different times. Different eras. Is everything okay in America? Are you fucking doing all right? I mean, listen, I know these people, it's different fucking time.
I know. I mean, the only
if
thing
you gathered a bunch of people around, can't y'all just...
It's wrong.
Can't y'all just...
That's wrong.
A lot of stuff. I guess we
People
can say
died
that
when they
about-
were 30.
I guess we could say that.
But
Okay.
still ain't
I
right.
like how you're coming in and
I'm just saying.
just saying. I guess we could do that about 1,000 things, though, where we couldn't just all gather around and be like, is this correct?
I don't think
And we're doing that right now, so
I can't think that even then they knew that it wasn't correct. It was because there was a dominating patriarchal fucked up society kind of making the fucking rules about
Yeah. Everything.
humans rights and values and everything. So I mean, I'm sure people even then were like, this is not right.
Why did they...
I wonder, I don't know when that changed. Did you go into that at all?
No.
Jeff, I'm going to spare you that one.
Hey, Jeff, if you could run to the library, you go to UCLA. I have a friend who's in the research library at the Getty.
Here's my card. Take my
card in, microfiche. Give you about 6 months. Come back and just write a 4,000-word essay on.
But I wonder when and where that changed throughout our history as a country, when that age changed in law.
Like went to 12.
Or,
like
yeah,
14.
not only when, but how and in what increments and stuff like that.
Again, Jeff, get to work.
You got a lot of work to
Here's
do.
my card.
We only got 15 minutes left on the show.
It's my library card. Gives you access to the LA Times and the New York Times. And Canopy. If you'd like to watch a film. I got a Playboy magazine right here from October of 2011. And they were very excited because there was an NBC show called The Playboy Club that was going to be on TV.
A resurrection of the...
It was a TV show sort of about the 1960s and the Playboy Club.
Oh, so not a Playboy Club, not a remake of the old show,
No,
but
this is
show about the old show.
a 2011 current show. Amber Heard, Jenna Dewan, playing bunnies. And they did a special 1960s price on this month's Playboy to celebrate. This baby was only 60 cents. What normally $5.99 at the newsstand, that's $6.66. Think about it. Was only 65 cents. The Playboy Club was canceled after 3 episodes. That's okay. That's all right. Now, LA Times was $1 in the box, $1.10 at the newsstand. You could pick this bad boy up right here for 65 fucking cents, October 2011.
You remember the show?
I don't remember the show.
You watched it,
I
definitely.
watched it.
Must have.
I'm sure it was wicked good. Because listen, I love fucking television, and I've watched about 1,000 shows, and I think about 970 of them are mwah, chef's kiss. I mean,
Who were the people in it? Tatum's ex?
Laura Benanti, who's a acclaimed Broadway actress. Amber Heard. She was, I believe, married to Jonathan Depp,
Yes.
or at least together.
Jonathan Jason Depp.
Jonathan Jason Jeremy Depp. And Jenna Dewan. Jenna Dewan and Amber Heard, start of their career.
And Jenna Dewan is the one that is from the dance movies?
Step Up. Is she in
Thank
the
you.
Step Up?
Is that the Step-
Is that how she met her husband?
Did they meet on the
Chan. I call
on
him
the
Chan.
Step Up?
And they must have met on the Step Up.
I've only seen the first one.
I haven't seen those films.
The first one's good.
I bet they were. Really? Now, if you go Save the Last Dance or original Step Up,
Step Up.
Okay.
Save the Last Dance isn't good.
Okay. Oh, that's a burn right there. Somebody heard that. Someone just crashed a
Step
car
Up
when you
is
said
definitely better than Save the Last Dance,
Doug, you're-
although Save the Last Dance is a better premise.
that. Doug, there's a 32-year-old ballerina that just crashed her Jetta when you said that. Listening to this episode. Did he say what?
Maybe I'm wrong about that. I think I'm right. I think if what I just said is correct.
I think what you said is correct.
Maybe I'm wrong.
The United States Postal Service is offering up a time period, November 12th to November 26th, 2011. It's an amnesty for a federal crime that can net you up to 3 years in prison. They're gonna, from November 12th to November 26th, you can return, if you happen to own,
The baskets?
the USPS white plastic mail bins that they claim have been lost or stolen to the tune of $50 million. Hey guys, I know that every time we read about you, you're like strapped and not doing well. That might be, if you've lost $50 million worth of fucking bins, dogs, get your shit together.
Are they like closing? Because
They better not be.
there's like the one in my neighborhood, in my old
Essentially-
neighborhood, has a
essentially
for lease sign on the building. And then in Palm Desert, in my new neighborhood, I pulled up to the big old like dope post office, and it's like a fresh ass, like been there forever. And it's
Beautiful,
got a
like-
for lease sign on it too. And I'm like, oh,
Like
where are you
1950s
guys
style?
going? And it's like, you guys aren't going to move the
think
post
it's-
office. You're just not going to open another post office.
Probably a worker that wants to have an easy day, so they tap the sign up just so people driving by.
I think it's going out of business sales.
Tell me about this fucking Palm Desert spot you talk about, you speak of, near this beautiful...
I'm what do you call it?
If I-
Bi-coastal? No.
Buy something.
Buy something.
If I was to mail you something, it would go to this used to go to this Palm Desert post office. Who the fuck knows where the hub
I mean,
is now?
no, I mean, you could come. I have several addresses I could give you.
Okay.
I like to keep it mixed up.
You like to keep
But yes.
people on their toes.
I mean, technically, yes, you could mail me at my Palm Desert address if you wish.
Tell me a little bit about this place. You have a pool?
It does.
Ooh, I like that. You
Very
got
nice.
it. Because it's warm down there, I'm told.
Extremely at the moment.
Okay.
115 or so. I think
Down there,
yesterday.
you sort of making this a place of home, feeling comfortable.
I think we're trying. Yeah.
Okay.
Back and forth between LA and there.
Bi-coastal.
Bi-coastal, as they say.
Between
in the
Hollywood and
biz.
the desert. That's what they say, I think. Variety magazine.
Yeah. It's lovely. The house is lovely. The pool is the best. Having a desert setting with a pool is pretty much.
You ever wake up in the morning just nude and walk out and jump into that pool?
Yeah,
I'll see you bright and early.
I have done that.
What's that doing in the driveway?
but it's a different.
Can I say congratulations?
Yes, I mean I can't claim total ownership of this. I'm getting to experience this because my girlfriend bought it, and it's much more hers than it is mine. But
The two you were making a home.
I mean, yes, but the congratulations is owed. She's owed that, not me, because she decided that she wanted to do this, and I've helped and supported her however
Always
I
do,
can.
you
But she really
facilitate.
just nailed.
As a Leo,
She did this thing on her own, and it's her place, and I'm thrilled for her. But yeah, it's nice to be able to be a part of that and benefit from it, and I love
Being
the
able-
desert, which is
I know you do. It's good
wild.
For, it's good for your
that's
respiratory
in
system.
me.
It's always been in you. From Sedona.
Yeah, I guess
here.
that's when it started. I think Sedona
and you
was probably when that started.
You love to say you're bi-coastal, so this works perfectly.
This is a perfect
being
second coast.
second coast.
It was a coast at some point, I
One
think.
point, if you look back in time,
The historical time, prehistoric times.
it was November 2011. I was watching Dallas Cowboys Cheerleader Season 7. It was the interview portion for the cheerleaders. Now, this is very crucial because they're talking about USO tours, dignitaries, media interviews. You need to be on your toes because you never know you're representing the star. Brittany from San Juan, Texas, a veteran. Brittany, do you know the party of our president? Brittany gives a dead stare. She's then asked, little prodding, the political party. Just staring at Kelly and Judy. That didn't seem to
Register.
help that much. She answers no. They ask, do you know what a political party is? She's remaining silent. Body language a bit shifty. No. Cut to later in her confidential little gets in her booth, talk, real talk, chop it up. I know it's Democrat or so exhausted she just throws her hands up and just gives up. They have to come in and hold her and say it's okay. Carla Ann, who's...
But mind you, I mean, this is a soldier. Soldiers aren't supposed to busy themselves with politics.
She's about the
She's-
battlefield.
About
My work is done.
I follow orders. All right.
100%. My team,
I
my
listen to
squad
the-
leader.
I don't care what party the president is. I listen
Be
to the president.
aggressive. B-E, aggressive. B-E-A-G-G-R-E-S-S-I-V-E. Don't fucking care about politics. Not what I'm here for.
Yeah.
There's 90,000 people that I'm here for. I report to, fuck you. Fuck your politics. Your Democrats are, whatever the fuck, fuck you, yo. Fuck you, yo.
How dare you?
Independent or Democrat or report to these people.
This is the party I belong to.
Right here. Party Rock. Has that come out yet? I belong to that party. If that song's out yet, I belong to
I'm
LMFAO.
part of that.
LMFAO.
Red Foo.
I belong to the Red Foo Army. Is that song out yet? We'll find out.
Okay. We'll find.
So tough.
Song's out, by the way. I'm
Carla
pretty sure.
Ann, who is she's trying to make the team. She's not a veteran. Carla, who's the 2012 Democratic presidential nominee? She's not going to be able to answer that because she's not speaking when asked. In fact, her eyes are darting and shooting across the room.
This is a nerve-wracking situation, though.
Yes, I will give you that. She's in her confessional. I blanked. I obviously, I know the answer. It's Michelle Obama, right? Right? Yeah. Okay. Yes.
I mean,
should have been.
Should have been.
Should have been is
could
one
have
thing. Could have been. Should have been. Still maybe can be. That's a different... Listen, her answer is correct in terms of should have been, but in reality was not the case. Good luck with your podcast, Michelle. Good luck to you. Now you're in my fucking house. You want to battle me? Yesterday, I loved that woman. I was becoming her. Today,
Dead to me.
dead to me. Enemy.
Yeah.
Friends to enemies. Good get. First guess. Not bad. Not bad.
Who'd you get for your first guess?
Not bad. I'll give you that. But I'm watching.
We'll see
Who's your
see
second? Who's your second? Because you done fucked up. You can't go from the top and then work your way down. It's got to go the other way. You got to want the people. They want more. They want more. I have a great idea. I'll just get the number one greatest person in the world. I'll put him on. Don't put him on first. Save him, baby. Put him on the fall.
Yeah, season finale.
When you're fading, when
First
you're pod,
season.
when you're pod fading, come Christmas.
Yeah. Christmas time.
You could have anybody. So why you got to do that? Chill.
First mistake.
You done fucked up. It's your first fucking mistake, girl. You come to me, I would have told you that. Been in this game for almost 15.
We're still saving our guests.
Saving my fucking best guess for last. Kidding me? It was November 2011. I believe we got our first batch. We got some postcards from Korea, from Kaimyong University.
Was this our first batch?
in Daegu, South Korea? This is
It's got to be. It's got to be. If not,
Mr. Hamble's English class.
yeah.
So there are a lot of very,
Vinny
very...
Car Wash's English class. Vinny Car Wash. That is
Vinny Car Wash's English class. Very kind words about my 1993 Plymouth Sundance in very perfect penmanship from these young, beautiful students. This was 9 years ago. These kids are now, they're titans of industry, families of their own.
Yeah. Some of them may have moved to America by now.
Some might live close by here. I saw your car on Google Earth.
Oh, wow.
Your car is so colorful.
That's called rust.
Your car is very marvelousness. Excuse me, marvelousness, which is the best kind of marvelous. You look marvelousness. Thank you. You threw a little extra on there because you're a little extra. Seth, I saw your car. It's a wonderful car. Blue body, brown roof. Correct?
Well, not factory correct. But yes, correct.
Factory correct. Mako correct. It is a car of sincerity.
Yes, that I agree with.
How to know your car? Shh. That's secret.
How to know your car.
Your car is quite okay. Cute. But you should buy new car. So much the better. Maybe. Give me 9 years, please. Dear Seth, God bless to your car. Your car leaves a deep impression. The design moved me profoundly.
That's...
Yeah.
Me too.
Fuck yeah. I saw your vintage car. The dance, is it? I think you have that car to high school, correct?
Well,
somebody
had it in high school.
You know, it gave me pause. Car is such a big part of UhhYeahDude. It's such a huge part of my life, obviously.
Yeah.
Because I had the car. I was driving that car before we even started the show in February of 2006. So it would naturally...
When did you get it? Do you know?
I got it in the summer of 2005.
Got it.
So it was already well a part of me before we started the show. And we've been doing the show for 14 and a half years. So it is amazing. And I thought, because I found this fucking disgusting card on my 1999 Mercedes... We buy junk cars? Well, why the fuck is this on my car? If you buy junk cars, you fuck. This person's lucky I didn't see them place this on my fucking window.
They got a fucking number. You just call them.
Hello? Oh, hey, yeah. You remember that Mercedes? That's not junk?
They put it on my ML55 too.
Oh, that wasn't junk. These people are sick. What do you think that does to a person when they're so proud?
It's demoralizing.
It debilitated me last week. I was like, really? Because I'm riding high with that AC. That air conditioning. I don't know if you understand, if you go 25 years in Los Angeles driving 3 cars and none of them have air conditioning, and then you get in a car and the air conditioning actually, it's not just like kind of works, it functions as prop. I mean, it's got a clock in it. There's so many little elements to this car that are just like luxury.
Yes.
Like the clock. Oh, look, it's 103. Amazing.
Yeah.
Now, when I moved to Los Angeles, when I drove from Haverhill, Massachusetts to Los Angeles, California, my father gave me his 1987 Volvo 244 DL. I drove that, and I got here. And then I drove that until it didn't drive anymore. And then I got a 1977 Chevy Cheyenne pickup truck. That was a beautiful truck. You remember it.
I do.
And I drove that until it didn't drive anymore. And then I got a 1993 Plymouth Sundance.
Wait, when that didn't drive anymore, did it go to, what's his name too?
The Chevy Cheyenne?
Didn't it go to the same mechanic up the street?
No, the Chevy Cheyenne was taken to a lot on Hollywood Boulevard, and then it got real squirrely because they wanted me to pay for storage because it had been there for a couple weeks, and things got a little... That's how my Guns N' Roses Live at the Paradise cassette was left inside the truck.
So
because of
you didn't ever get it back from
No, it was a transmission and never got it back from them, so I don't know what they did with that beautiful piece of machinery. I wouldn't be surprised if I saw a Hollywood actor driving down Larchmont in what was my truck. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
No, if it just needed a new tranny.
Oh, look at Chris Pine in my fucking truck. Mr. Pine, I hope it's not you.
He got it as a little burner.
Big burner. He does it on the weekend when he's out. Gets ice cream with his new flavor of the week. Mr. Pine, if I see you in my truck, I'm taking it back.
You got me?
Love ya. Now I got this 1999 Mercedes-Benz C280, and what's beautiful about this car, and what's odd about this car,
Besides its design, and it's lines.
I mean, it's lines, German luxury automobile engineering, and this is the newest car I've ever had in my life.
Yes.
I'm going to repeat that because this is a 1999 Mercedes-Benz C280. This is the newest automobile I've ever driven in my life.
Okay, but was it
No.
Yeah.
It was not the newest in terms
in respect to
in
when you got it?
95, I had an 87. Look at me, baby. Look at me.
What about the Sundance?
Sundance was a 93. I drove it in 2005. So that's no.
And then
that's
77, I guess that doesn't
77 don't count. But when I got into Hollywood, I basically was yelling out, "It's 95 and I'm in an 87. Who's ready for me?"
Yeah.
A Young and the Restless. Is this where casting is? Because I'm here. I'm in 95.
Just pulled up.
I'm in an 87. So
You get.
you get it, right? I get on the show. Oh, I don't ever get on anything. Okay, wait a minute. That changed everything. Changed everything.
So not the newest. Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
Not the newest.
But the newest.
But the newest. I'm just going to grab something real quick. It just made me think of something.
Please.
You'd think that if you drove to the audition and said it's 95 and this is an 87, that they would just tell you where to show
Where
up,
the callbacks were.
or at least where the shoot is.
Well, wait. This will be our last thing. So let me just quickly say we are a listener-supported, commercial-free podcast. We've been doing this since February of 2006. If you could support us, you could do that in a few ways. You could go to our website and go to the merch store and buy a t-shirt or a poster or a sticker or something like that. You could go to our Patreon page, which gives you access to the archived episodes and to the video 3-camera high-def versions of this show that we shoot here, that Jeff monitors and edits on the fly. And you could also, if you don't want to do a recurring pledge or something, you could just send us a one-time, buck a joke type thing on our Venmo, which is
Go fucking broke doing that, dog.
UhhYeahDude.
You're going to fucking bankrupt these people.
It's a hustle.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, you don't out me.
My bad.
It's our Venmo is. I
Honey,
think
do
you can
we-
find it from my name, but it's UYD number 4 letter L. UYD for life.
But honey,
UYD
the
4L.
lights are out. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I
because-
listened to 3 episodes. So we're fucked.
They were on a run.
Oh, they killed it. Something about Seth's car, but we sleep outside now.
What did you get?
It made me think.
888-842-2357 is
I
the
have
toll-free
this letter
voicemail.
I sent to George Flanagan, old friend, one of the
Very early
original
adopters.
one of the earliest fans and just real supporters of UhhYeahDude. I went to Emerson with George, great guy.
I bounced the check to George very early
Yes,
on.
I believe
this,
we
so-
had. I guess we probably.
Do you remember? Do you remember what that was? It was a $10 check, and it took me forever to write it to him.
It was something about.
And I sent it to him, and it bounced.
We were gonna do for a listener. Jeff, do you have any recollection of what the stipulation was to not earn this $10? We did something. I think it was $25, wasn't it?
Was it?
So we did something where a listener. Now this is so early on that hey, if you listen to the show, you win $25 if you do this. Whatever that happened to be.
Yeah.
George, being a fan of the show, completed said task, and
then
what happened?
waited for a very long time for
probably
me
much
to
longer than anyone. Yes.
should have, and then finally I managed to be like, I have
yeah.
to write him this, and then I wrote him the check and sent it to him, and it bounced. It bounced the check to him, so it cost him $50 or something
Definitely.
for a return check. So not
Definitely.
only did he not win the
15
money,
years ago.
it
Like,
was it
probably
it cost him money.
Yeah, affected negatively credit from that. Thank you, and I hope you're listening, George.
He is. I think. Well, I saw him the other day on Insta. I see him
Amazing.
regularly.
This is dated September 10th, 1995. So I'm 10 days away from turning 22 years old. Does that make sense? You talk
You're
about
10 days. You're 21, about to turn 22.
In 10 days, I'm 22 years old.
And where are you?
I've gotten to LA,
So you've just gotten out of college.
gotten out of college, the summertime.
Spent the summertime partying, whatever.
Yeah, set
Drove
the jet,
out here.
Set the jet.
But you haven't seen George since Emerson graduation
Yeah,
kind of vibes?
I probably saw him over the summer,
Okay,
maybe.
fine.
I'm in LA, baby.
I'm here.
22. Almost. Hey.
Karate
chill.
Kid.
I'm the Karate Kid, baby. I had a great summer. This is the photocopy of this thing. Did a shitload of drugs. I have some great stories. Just went to 2 Horde shows.
Sick.
That's Horizons of Rock developing everywhere.
Thank you very much.
Thank nobody.
Who was that? Blues Traveler and Allman
Well,
Brothers?
that was
What would have
Wednesday,
been-
August 10th, 1995, Old Orchard Beach, Maine. That's Friday, August 12th, 1995, Great Woods in Mansfield, Mass. G Love and Special Sauce, Ziggy Marley, Blues Traveler.
Well, it was Blues Travelers Festival.
Black Crows.
Blues Traveler created the Horde.
Pops show. What a fucking mess. Hey,
Horizons of Rock
Dave.
developing.
Horizons of Rock developing. Dog, it was 1995.
Okay. A couple of Horde shows.
Drank like crazy. Worked here and there. Drove out here to LA. Me, Josh, and Brian had the best time. We took 10 days. Drove 4,000 miles. We had mad weed. We smoked all day, every day. Tripped on mushrooms at the White House in Graceland. Saw the Grand Canyon. Camped out in Santa Fe. Wild times. Well, I'm in LA. Things are looking good. Psyched to hear from you. And they were, dog.
They did.
They diggity dog did. I did cocaine on that birthday at the Hamburger Hamlet at the fucking base of where you were born on Sunset in Doheny. Little did I know that night.
Things were looking good.
Little did I know that when you were fucking born in that building and I was channeling all that cocaine energy at the Hamburger Hamlet, that I would eventually meet you.
Yeah.
And that you would eventually propose this show. And that 50 years later, I'd read a letter that I sent to somebody on said show. God, you want to talk
Does sound like a good road trip, though.
We had a wonderful time, 2 wonderful men. Incalculable, the confidence and positivity in my life as a human being and as a individual soul.
Yeah.
When I was here and wrote this letter.
Well, no, I mean, I think in order to do what you did, it takes a bit of a delusion. I mean, you have to be delusional.
Oh,
on some level.
Intensely. But
which is, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there is, but it's what gets you here.
It's what got me here. But to think, because I'm coming up on, we got here around Labor Day weekend, like end of August. I'm coming up on 25 years here in like a few weeks.
You lived here longer than you've lived anywhere in your life.
Dog, I mean, yeah.
By far.
Way,
well, no, I mean, you probably left home at what, 17, 18, so
let's 22 years in Massachusetts. And
yeah, 25 years here.
Oh my God. So that's, I was
Which means you're 48?
I'll be 47.
You'll be 47 this year.
Yeah, in September.
I thought you were turning 46.
Thank you. I thought you were turning 44. So perfect. So I'm giving you one. You're taking one away. Pretty soon we'll meet in the middle. By 50, I'll be younger than you.
Sounds
fine.
He's
cool. He's in his 50s. I'm 49. What happened? Well, the quarantine happened. Everything got
it's
bent.
weird.
The whole year bent us. Well, I pulled out all these dimension boxes over the course of 14 years, and my mind
started aging.
Bent. He aged. I got younger.
It worked out for me.
Yeah.
Not so much for him.
So yeah, that's a lot of reflection
I just
to think about the birthday coming up, and
I guess the idea is though it's not to it wasn't. Did anyone discourage you from doing it?
my parents are so loving and so
what about any other people? People who don't love you, people who didn't. No, did anyone think like? Did anyone? I mean, because nowadays, if someone had told me they were doing that back then, I would have been like, "Go get them." If somebody told me to do that, they wanted to do that now. And that's not from my own experience. God, yeah. It's because the situation is much less. It wasn't unheard of to do what happened. I mean,
that's how you did it. That's
the only way you did it.
And
now that's not how you do it.
Brad Pitt did it.
Right.
That's how you do it.
So now but that's not the case anymore.
You come from somewhere and you get like, you
don't come here to do it. Just go
do
star. It there and then come here when they ask you to.
And they won't, and stay there and don't.
Right.
But there's no such anything. But
yeah.
It's crazy.
But I mean that confidence that you talk about was fed to us as well as us having it ourselves.
Or
it was reinforced.
Could it be like when you're 21 anyway, you're so full of fucking
that too,
piss and vinegar and
that too. But the world told us that we could count on that, bank on the idea that if we wanted it bad enough, we'd make it. You know.
Okay.
That if you had what it takes and you went and did it, that it would pay off.
Cream at the top, it rises or does something.
Whatever. You know.
Yeah, you come out, you put the fucking work in. I mean, and it's still it's a dream factory. Sometimes that dream, as we learned at the Saddle Ranch, can become a fucking hellscape. 25 years in Los Angeles. I say cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
Weeks. That's a good
happy anniversary.
Hey, I earned every last day of it.
Absolutely.
Happy I made the decision.
I mean, the city is better for it.
You know what? That's probably the nicest thing you could have said.
Well, it's true. I mean, if anyone is, there are plenty of people from here that aren't nearly as devoted
Love this city.
Yeah. So, I mean, you certainly remind me.
There's been times she's loved me back. She's held me.
She's always taking care of you.
She's always looking out for me.
Yeah.
There's been sometimes she's tested me, though, dog.
Well, I mean, I think you're talking about,
she's tested
Hollywood,
me.
something else. L.A.
Oh, well, wait a minute. I guess we are talking about two different things.
Yeah. Hollywood is a cruel mistress, but L.A. always there for you.
I mean, and more.
888-842-2357 seatbelts.